Hello, hello, and hello to all of my Sagittarius. This is Queen Moon Ra coming to you with your Freedom Friday message. Sagittarius, we had a full moon. Some of you all experienced the full moon in Libra on the 5th, depending on where you are in the world. And some of you also that the moon was 100% illuminated on the 6th. But either way, it was a pink moon. I hope you all enjoyed it. We're still seeing, how illuminated the moon is in the sky. On the 7th of this month, we see that the moon will be waning, a waning gibbous moon, right? So waning gibbous moon, you've seen everything, like the moon was 100% illuminated. Those dreams was 100%. Your spirit was 100% illuminated. You had your dreams very vivid, all of those things. So you saw what you needed to part ways with, what you needed to release, right? Let's see what your cards have to say, Sagittarius. Talking to you if you have Sagittarius anywhere in your chart. All right, we have the Seven of Cups, the 10 of Cups. We have the Star card. The 10 of Cups came out in reverse. We also have the Judgment card. We also have the Four of Pentacles. All right, so somebody is breaking some kind of generational curse, cycle, or chain, but they still feel very vulnerable. They feel like, you're learning how to nurture yourselves, but you still feel very vulnerable, right? You don't necessarily feel like, you're, protected, in your energy. And so very clear messages are coming through to you all to learn how to protect yourself, to feel optimistic, feel happy, and feel free, but somebody still doesn't feel in harmony with themselves, right? So somebody is definitely still spending a lot of time overthinking their emotions, maybe still in some kind of codependency, to some degree. And there's a lot of temptation here in your cards, right? Temptation to vibrate low, temptation almost like to a point where somebody's nervous, feeling very vulnerable and scared. But Source is saying to you, remember we talked about the scales of justice, right? The scale, we had a full moon in Libra on the 6th. And some of you are maybe watching the video on the 6th, right? Those scales are, the moon in Libra is about our emotions and making sure that you feel balanced out both in your personal and your professional life and not allowing yourself to be overwhelmed emotionally, right? So somebody could very well feel, not like, you don't feel like you're in harmony with yourselves. You still feel kind of vulnerable to some extent. And so the only thing I can tell you that is to like positive affirmations. And I'm going to give you some positive, affirmations at the end of, like I do every reading. You may want to write them down this time. During this waning gibbous moon, this is why you need to be real gentle with yourselves, Sagittarius. During the waning gibbous moon, this is a great time to banish, repel, cleanse, decrease any negativity, as well as breaking any hexes or curses, right? And you don't necessarily have to go to somebody to break hexes and curses if you don't want to. It's more or less about, operating in a spirit of security. And so since this is in reverse, this water energy, you want to start the process of listening to sacral chakra music to kind of calm down the anxiety, the fear, the frustration. If you haven't already done that, like listening to sacral chakra music or just chakra music in general. Here we have the High Priestess, the World card, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and also the Five of Wands. Somebody is definitely spiritually gifted, very spiritually gifted, right? But see, at a higher frequency, when you break generational cycles, curses, and chains, you do feel like you're by yourself for a minute. You feel like, okay, well, where is everybody, right? I feel very much alone. But that's exactly what Source wants to get you, because this crystal ball right here, Source is trying to make things crystal clear to you at a higher frequency. So you know how sometimes you can think when you're just like the cell phone is off, the TV is off, and Source is trying to tell you to close out cycles, close out cycles airtight. I allow certain things to come across your path to get you prepared for something. I think in your last reading, I saw a lot of wealth in your cards, Sagittarius. And so at a higher frequency, you get a chance to see exactly how people truly feel about you. Like sometimes you can talk to a person almost every day or every week, and the moment you stop talking to them, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, all of a sudden you're the worst person in the world. You're phony, you're bougie, you're stuck up, you this and that, all kinds of things, right? Because God is trying to take you to the next level. So the same way you may have felt about somebody who stopped talking to you for a while because they needed to isolate themselves to heal from whatever and go through receiving messages from God, is the same thing that's happening. That's why I always tell people, close out things in love, because when God is trying to elevate you and separate you from everything, some of the people that you never thought would have talked negatively about you will start talking about you, and it does feel lonely. And so that's what Source is trying to tell you, is that Something is going to try to irritate your demons. Like I said before, somebody's going to try to say something about that. Oh, you all of a sudden you this and that and so on and so forth. No, you're at a higher frequency. So now it's going to make sense to somebody when someone did not talk to you as much, what they were going through, also their own elevation. Sometimes you don't even know the words to say to even tell a person it's not you. I'm at God is trying to take me to the next level. And sometimes it feels uncomfortable to say that because again, somebody would automatically think you being phony, you being rude, you being dismissive, and that is too much to he keep trying to explain to a person. I'm not the same person. I'm on a different frequency now, right? Because how would they take it? Oh, you think you better than. So anyway, like I said before, here we have the Knight of Wands. I see you staying away from anything that's going to emotionally drain you. Here we have the Eight of Wands, and you're going to see things happen for you very quickly. So everybody can't go where you're going, and it's not that you think you're better than. Source is saying to you, you've made a conscious decision to ascend higher and break some generational chains, cycles, and curses. Here we have the Six of Swords. So somebody had to climb up a situation, like you finally moving on from something, and you're not looking back. You're not looking back. Imagine finding out at whatever age you are that you came through, that God made sure you came through, in particular Sagittarius, to break the generational cycle, chain, and curse. All of that sounds like fun and game. Oh yeah, God gave me the baton to bring my own family into the light. But what if that same family turned against you? And what if the very people that you thought would be there to help you to this transition, because you did it before their kids did it, or you're younger than they are, and you came into your light before they found their light? All hell is breaking loose. So like I said before, Sagittarius, it's gonna make me crystal clear to you. What I'm looking at in the cards is that somebody's gonna have a very humbling moment as to why some people who may have left you behind. I don't know if you all have seen this. It's a series of books, but they made some of them out of movies a long time ago. It's called the Left Behind series. But anyway, somebody may have felt at one point, you may have even been angry and talked about people. And so the same thing is happening here, but God is trying to elevate you. And so for you, it may be very unsettling. You may feel very vulnerable right now, but after a while, you get used to be on a high frequency, because now it's going to start making sense to somebody. Oh, okay, God chose me to break the family curse. And you got to be okay with certain family members they want to stay in a low frequency. So blow the trumpet. Blow the trumpet. Here we have the Lover's card. We also have the Fool card. We also have the Ace of Swords. We have the High Priestess again, the Tower card, and also the Page of Wands. So here we have, like I said before, we have, somebody may have felt foolish in the past when it came to somebody, felt like, wow, just a very humbling moment. You could be having a tower moment, like something just hits you like a ton of bricks. Now I know. Now I know. Now I know why some people chose to just continue ascending higher. And while you may wish that they told you why, in their mind, they may not even know why themselves. It's like, you know what? I'm already on my path. I'm in my purpose. I know there's healing in my purpose. I can't be concerned about what people are saying about me who haven't found their light. I tried to hang around. It's like when cycles are ending and loved ones are trying to hang in there. Like sometimes your loved ones, they're trying to hang in there, trying to stay alive, and just so that you can start the healing process until they just finally say, hey, I need to go ahead and close out this cycle here on earth. They're not trying to hurt you. They just, something else is calling. Source is calling, right? So here we have the High Priestess, came out twice. So definitely there could be, like I said before, a cycle is closing. Source is saying to you, somebody's purpose in your life was fulfilled. And so now you have to make the decision to move on. That's what Source is trying to tell you, is that make the decision to inspire yourself to move on. Your third eye is wide open. Like I said before, somebody, something just trying to rear its ugly head, but Source is saying to you, you move on, protect yourself, you take the initiative, don't just go with the flow, you move on. Here we had the Page of Wands, and so the Page of Wands is about somebody's gonna just feel like a teenager again, like literally just feel like I feel rejuvenated, I feel like a teenager again. So again, make sure that your scales are not balanced down with emotion. Here we have a lot of fire energy right here. Don't even wear yourself out. Make a decision to close out a cycle. Understand that people's their purpose was fulfilled in your life, just like your purpose is fulfilled in other people's lives. And just like somebody had to leave you behind, left you confused, the same thing. There's gonna be some people that they feel confused. No matter how much you try to explain to people why you're on a different frequency, why they don't have the same level of access to you, that you can't help what they think. You won't be able to help what they think. So that's what's coming your way. So you don't have to overthink it. I'm already telling you what's coming your way. So here we have the Ace of Coins. We have the Judgment card. Again, we have the Queen of Cups, the Star card, the Fool card, and also the Knight of Cups. So again, like I said before, we have the Fool card and the Star card. There could be an Aquarius somewhere in the mix. For you, that somebody's just having an awakening. Somebody's having some kind of an awakening. Is like, okay, my purpose is fulfilled in their lives. Their purpose is fulfilled in my life. I'm at a higher frequency now that I've broken generational cycles and curses. I've come into an awakening, some kind of an awareness happening. Here we have the Queen of Cups. I have more compassion now. I have an enormous amount of compassion for situations. Here we have the Ace of Coins. And so this is where somebody is putting in the hard work. Somebody is definitely putting in the hard work to just kind of sort of receive downloads. A lot of times when something has ended, we don't get a chance to figure out why. We don't get the answers. Somebody dies, you don't get a chance to even get closure. That's why Source is trying to teach somebody, you close it out. You don't have to wait for somebody else to close it out. You close it out, right? And so that's what I see somebody moving on from. So you will definitely have your healing in your purpose. Healing in your purpose. So that you won't feel foolish. You're just like, you know what? I need to move on. So I finally need to move on from something. Here we have the Ten of Cups, the El Bobo. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Six of Wands. And also the Ten of Swords. So something definitely made somebody feel like, you know what, I felt devastated. I literally was depressed, didn't want to get out of bed for whatever reason. And Source is saying, but you made it. No more woe is me. Source is like, okay, I'm bringing information to you. Pay attention to what's being downloaded in your dreams. We have the Six of Wands. I do see somebody victoriously moving beyond something and just kind of expecting great things to happen on the other side of all of this. And so Source is just reiterating, Knight of Wands, stay away from the treacherous thoughts. Stay away from messy people. Stay away from that kind of energy. This is where you save yourself from all of that. You can stop conversations, negative conversations. Even when you were in your confusion and you didn't know why people left you behind, and you may have engaged in conversation and talked negatively about people, you still have an opportunity to save yourself. You can say, you know what, I'm on a different frequency now. I'm not saying anything negative about the person. I'm just moving on. Because again, this is what awaits you, your own soul tribe. So you certainly don't want to be sitting down talking negative about somebody else when your people God is trying to send people in and they're looking at you like, oh my God. So if I accidentally do something and I can't figure it out, Sagittarius is going to talk about me like that too. It's all fun and games until you're sitting at the table by yourself and nobody wants to join you. So that's what I'm saying. Keep your vibrations as high as you possibly can. You weren't foolish. Source is saying to you, just stay in your light. Continue, being optimistic, continue moving forward in this cycle. The El Bobo card is attached to the Fool card, and it came up 3 times. And so this represents, a new cycle. It represents taking a risk and moving on from something, but also being optimistic, like optimistically moving forward, like changing courses. Like, you know what, I may have felt foolish in the past, but I don't feel foolish anymore. I feel optimistic moving forward, and again, it's going to make perfect sense. People who are operating in their purpose, they go right back to that when there's a state of confusion. If I'm away from my purpose, I feel confused. But if you don't know your purpose, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get into those negative, low vibrating conversations about other people when you don't understand stuff. And so stay high vibration. But it is final. Something is over. It's over. It's over. That's what Source wants somebody to know. It's over. Move on from it. Because if you're still talking about it, you're still breathing air into it. And trust me, people around you are paying attention and they are listening. They are listening. So you need to be listening to Source first, because you're already on the other side of a rebirth. You're already on the other side. So here we have, your dreams need a practical plan. That's right, your dreams need a practical plan. Your dreams need a practical plan. All right, so let's go ahead and close this out. Let's go ahead and close this out. Let's go ahead and close this out. So we see that in Taurus right there. So Taurus and Libra, we had a full moon in Libra on the 6th. And for some of you all felt it like in the afternoon of the 5th of April. But Taurus and Libra actually are ruled by Venus, the planet of love and pleasure, right, in all areas of your life. So get back to what you love to do. Here we have acceptance. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. So accept that something is over. Accept that something is over, some kind of anger, frustration, confusion about something. Accept that it's over so that you can move on and start receiving your blessings. Because right now somebody is so, this full moon and something that was weighing heavy on your spirit, you got to get away from people who like to keep stuff going. I mean, you got to get away from that kind of mess. Because if not, those same energies, they sitting around listening. They sitting around listening. And anyway, like I said before, I see you moving on. Let's get ready to close this out, Sagittarius. Let's close it out. So we got all of these. Do we have a number? Let's get a number and affirmation card. You can write down the affirmation card. Write down the affirmations that I'm giving you at the end. But something is over. It's final. Kaput. Finished. Move on. 999. I am unique. Right? Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so that you can make the best of life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. Move on. Because if not, and you're letting people keep blowing air into your fire as a fire sign, it's just going to, all that tower is going to fall on you. And it'll cause you to start talking about some things. Remember, nobody has the power to harm somebody's life in that way. Whatever energy we send out to the universe comes back to us. So you want to make sure you're sending out positive energy because you don't want to be the person like, I wonder if somebody's using witchcraft or devil worshiping. I wonder if somebody put a hex on me. You're only doing it to yourself if you vibrating low. Because you're opening up a portal to receive what you're sending out that energy and that's what's coming back. You want to send out good energy. It's closed. It's I didn't understand before. God help me. Like, ask God if you really want some closure. Ask God. God, show me in a dream. Download something. Let a complete stranger say something in a reading. They don't even know my situation. That's helping me to close out a situation. So I don't vibrate low. So yeah, let's go ahead and here's an affirmation card. Here's some affirmations for you. So I do see somebody, like I said, expansion. I see you traveling. I see some good things coming your way. I see, you with your soul tribe, but just close. Something is final. Just close it out. Freedom. That's a good card. I am free to be me. I am free to live fully. I am present in this moment. I am not bound by my circumstances. I am stronger than fear or doubt. I have the power to create a new reality. Remember, even if somebody cut you off and they have moved on, they don't want to have anything to do with you, you're free to be you. They're not trying to send any bad energy your way. Remember, the only way that it can penetrate anything is if you give life to it. And don't give life to it, release it. Just release it. That's what I have for you, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.